What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the new video, and today we're going to talk about what getting shredded does to your mental health. I think this is something that I don't hear talked about nearly enough because it really does have a cost on your mental health. Being that I'm 3 weeks out from my pro qualifier, today I'm really feeling like trash, and I figured it would be a good day to actually shoot this video because as much as I don't want to hold a camera up and talk to it, I think this will give a good insight into what it's like to get shredded and what it does to your mental health, because like I said, it's not talked about enough. So I'm gonna take you guys with me through my day and do like a vlog style video. I'm actually going right now to do a photo shoot for my meal prep company sponsor as well as my clothing sponsor, TLF. And then I am shooting a YouTube video, different YouTube video than this, in the gym training back and hamstrings. So I'm gonna take you guys with me. I am running on like 10% energy today, but we still have to get everything done. I already got a lot of my work done for my clients and stuff like that. Got my fasted cardio done, and I got a meal in so far. So let's go on with this day, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about what getting shredded does to the mental health. All right, just got done with all the stuff I was telling you guys about, the photo shoot for the meal prep company Flex Pro, TLF, did my workout, filmed that for another YouTube video, did my post-workout cardio, and I will tell you guys right now, I feel horrendous, like physically and mentally. And that's the whole point of this video, so you know, that's why I wanted to show you this. Normally I'm very upbeat and very energetic, and you know, I'll be honest with you guys right now, I don't feel like that. And this is good that I'm shooting this video now because it's what it's about. And you know, there's a lot of reasons this happens, but one of which is just how depleted you are physically from the lack of food. The other thing at this point, being this close to the show, is I'm bringing my estrogen levels down, which, you know, believe it or not, even for men, will make you feel very lethargic, very zombie-like, you know, crushes your libido. But that's how you get that really grainy, hard look. Mentally, that'll make you not feel great either. Low estrogen, high estrogen, you don't want either one of those. That's why you only will run your estrogen low for, you know, 2 to 3 weeks. If you're doing things correctly, that's all you really should be doing. So, you know, that'll definitely make you not feel very good. That's what makes this really hard. When my estrogen's low, and I'm very depleted, looking at myself, I don't ever like how I look. So in classic fashion, my camera died as I was recording that clip in the car when I was done training and doing all the stuff I was doing earlier. But I'm kind of glad that happened because I wasn't really in the best headspace to explain the intricacies of how getting shredded affects your mental health. And I wanted to make sure I was clear about doing that. So I came home, I took a nap a few hours ago. I feel a lot better, got some work done, did some relaxation, and now I feel prepared to explain this. So let me get into this. So as I was referencing in the car, you know, the reason that it's hard on your mental health is multifactorial. I mean, I think there's a lot of different angles that it's affecting you, both from a chemical perspective, like what's going on with your biology, and also the sacrifices you have to make in your actual daily life, right? A lot of times you'll find at the end of prep, when you are very, very lean, you don't have the energy to go out and do the same things you normally would do. So for example, I just had a friend ask me if I wanted to come over and sit out at a fire, and I just don't have the energy to do that, like to carry on conversation and do that. I just don't have the energy for that. And you could see that if you do this and you blow off those opportunities regularly, it's not particularly healthy because now you're not getting the social interaction that you should. Now, luckily for me, I do get a lot of social interaction on a daily basis, going into gyms, working with my clients. That stuff helps, but it still is not the same as going out and having like actually productive, you know, social interactions with your friends that you normally would be, whether that's going out to eat or going and chilling wherever. You just don't have the energy to do it. Family, friends, girlfriend, girls, whatever, you just don't have the energy for it, okay? So that's the first part of it. The second part of it is how depleted you get, right? So if you're really running low carbs and stuff, or you're just low calorie in general, for me, once I get 4 to 5 days into being very low days, very low food, a lot of things go haywire, right? Like my sleep gets pretty thrown off, my sex drive gets thrown off, my just energy levels itself get thrown off. And all this stuff can affect how you're mentally feeling because, like I said, now that's trickling into your ability to go and do those activities and those things that you otherwise would be doing and having plenty of energy to do that are normal daily life things that now you don't have the ability to do, right? The last part of this, which I was mentioning in the car, is going to be your hormone environment. So obviously, as you're getting closer to a show at a higher level in bodybuilding, you are leveraging and utilizing more compounds and things like that. Where I particularly notice the biggest mental health detriments is when my estrogen gets lower. As I said, I think in the last clip, I don't remember where it left off exactly, but when my estrogen goes down, when it gets below a certain threshold, typically for me, if it's below like 30 nanograms per deciliter or 25, that's when I start to notice the mental effects. And so what'll happen is, I think I was saying this in the last clip again, I don't remember because I was so out of it when I was recording it, that we were doing the photo shoot today and I just saw pictures of myself and I just hated how I looked, right? And this is actually very typical. You guys will notice, like if you have girlfriends or you have a wife or something, depending on where she is in her cycle, she will feel like that too. Sometimes they won't even want to look at themselves in the mirror because they just are disgusted with themselves. It all comes back to hormones. All of this stuff, it all comes back to hormones, right? So when your estrogen's low, you will not feel as good about yourself. Your energy is very, very low. You kind of feel like a zombie. When it gets really, really low, which I wait till about 2 or 3 weeks out to kind of bring mine down a lot like that, which is where I am right now, and that's starting to happen, that's when the zombie effects come in and you're just kind of like, all right, I gotta get up off the couch. Like, that's how it feels. You feel lifeless. But unfortunately, that's how you get the really grainy look to you. So it's a necessary evil. And now, after the show, that quickly will restore itself. You come off those estrogen blockers, the AIs, and that stuff. You will quickly restore that, and you'll feel incredible after that. I mean, it's literally euphoric because now you've dropped all the stress off, and you're bringing your estrogen levels back up to a healthy range, and now you feel a lot better, right? So, in my opinion, this is the probably most comprehensive way I've ever heard this explained. I've never really seen people talk about this very much, and I don't think it's talked about enough because it is going to, if you're in a headspace of going into a prep or you're trying to get really, really lean or something like that, and you're not in a good headspace, you should avoid doing that because wherever you are now, you're going to be down here, right? So most of this prep, I've been up here. I've been excellent, best mindset I've ever had in my life. So I can afford to feel a little bit less than, right? So it's not really a big deal for me because I'm doing so well mentally that I can afford that. If I tried doing this a year ago when I was really struggling, as I've talked about with anxiety and depression and stuff, I could have never went through this. No chance. That would have been the last thing. That would have been so triggering, and something bad could potentially happen. I really worry about people that put themselves in this position that aren't doing well mentally because it is such a fragile state, man. You have to watch your thoughts a lot when you're getting shredded. I mean, your anxiety about how you look, but also just how you feel about life. If you're in a low enough point in life and you kind of get into this hormonal state and this depleted diet state, I can see it could go really, really wrong, and it has happened to several people. So you got to be very careful with that, and that's why bodybuilding is nothing to play with, right? You want to make sure you have a great coach and somebody guiding you. I coach myself, but I have a lot of experience with this. I own a coaching company. I coach other people, and I know just from years of doing this what I'm feeling and why I'm feeling it. But if you've never experienced this before, it's going to all be new to you, and it's going to all be very scary and confusing. So that kind of gives you the gist of this, and I really, intended to make this more of a video of taking you through the day and showing you different stuff. I just literally earlier in the day had zero energy. I literally had no energy. So this turned out to be a little bit more of a me talking on the camera directly thing, but I think it's really important to talk about and explain this stuff and be transparent about that because there's a lot of people out there that are going through really hard times mentally, and then they're putting themselves in a prep, and it's just further exacerbating that. And on the backside of that, that's where problems can happen. So I hope that explains a lot to you guys. I hope you understand this stuff a little bit better. And I hope that you know, we talk about this a little bit more in this world, because, you know, as I regularly discuss on my channel, my goal of my channel is to help young men become better versions of themselves. And I know that getting into the gym and getting into bodybuilding is one of the ways that has built me and made me a lot stronger, a lot more successful, brought a lot of amazing opportunities into my life in a lot of ways. But it's also very hard, and I don't want to sit here and act as if it's not. I mean, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. You know, from a standpoint of mental, physical, spiritual at times standpoint. So I just wanted to make sure I made that apparent. So that's it, guys. That's the end of this video. I will see you guys in the next one. I hope that you learned something. I hope that, you know, this is applicable to your life to some extent. And I hope you have a great day or night, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll see you guys.